Wisconsin went to Michigan State on Tuesday night, 170-57. That means the Spartans are now 4-4. They have lost twice at home, once to James Madison, then to Wisconsin. They have lost neutral court games to Duke and Arizona, and their best win at this point is over Butler. Are you concerned about Tom Izzo's team? Or do you believe, and like you've already said, we're early, but do you believe that their streak of 25 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances, which is the third longest of all time, and it belongs solely to Tom Izzo?
Yeah.
Like Tom Izzo himself is responsible for the third longest streak of NCAA tournament appearances in history. Do you think it's in jeopardy?
Parrish, it's fair to say right now that it's in jeopardy. After being a preseason top 5 team and on paper, this is why they play the games, kiddos, looking like a comfortable number 2 in that league behind Purdue. That's not what it is. Credit to ESPN Stats and Info for this little nugget. So Michigan State is 4-4. It's tied for the worst start by any team in the preseason AP top 5 in the past 4 decades. 2003, 2004, Missouri started 4-4. 2003, 2004, Michigan State started 4-4, and 86, 87, Louisville started 4-4. Now, obviously, the Michigan State team in 03 and 04 went on to make the NCAA tournament. They've got this ongoing streak under Izzo. That team that year went 18-12, was a 7 seed. 18-12 was a 7 seed. It was really good in the Big Ten. It went 12-4 that season, and it got promptly bounced out of the tournament by Nevada. I think Izzo's going to figure it out. Like if I'm saying one way or the other, which way they going, I'll say he gets it done. But the best win is at home against Butler. That at best will be a quad 2 win at the end of the season. They got to go to Nebraska on Sunday. That's their next game this weekend.
What a nightmare that is.
Oh,
Imagine you're 4-4. You got to go to Pinnacle Bank.
They're
Jesus
walk in.
Christ.
You know what? They might just walk in. So this could be coming at the exact right moment there. We'll see on that one. And then they've got Baylor in Detroit after that, and it's a huge opportunity. You got to beat Baylor. You beat Baylor, then if you don't, like it's conceivable that MSU could be 4-6, lose at Nebraska, lose against Baylor, and then you've got bye game opponents until Big Ten play starts in earnest in January, and then the pressure will be on because they're going to have to finish top 3 in the Big Ten in order to have any chance at an at-large resume. So your question was, is it in jeopardy? My answer is it absolutely is in jeopardy considering the start here. I was at the Garden last night. I didn't see any of the game. By the way, that Missouri team that also was preseason top 5, it went 16-14 and didn't even make the tournament that year. So yeah, it's we don't have to venture off into Nova, but when I was watching sidelines or GP on Tuesday, the Michigan State score stood out to me, and then I know Nova, Justin Moore went down. He's got a knee injury, and then Tyler Perry hit a big shot to win it for K-State. We talked about Nova on Sunday. We don't need to redo that again. But those are the 2 teams that really just already had big body blows on the resume, and they took even more. MSU was especially tough because it was on their home floor.
Yeah, I don't know how much of, or if it, because you were at the Garden. I don't know if you saw Tom's post game, but
I didn't see it. I got home at shortly before 3 a.m. and I was writing the entire train ride. I didn't see a second.
Okay, so he more or less just acknowledged, like, yes, I'm shocked. I can't believe we're sitting here at 4-4. It is not. It's not something any of us saw coming based off of the season we had last season, based off of the summer that we had. I felt really good coming into this thing, and it's obviously on me. I've got to get this fixed. But yes, I am shocked that we are in this position. And Tom is one of those people who will always tell you, like, if he did see it coming, he'd say, I knew this was going to happen. I knew we weren't that good. I knew we had backcourt problems. He'll tell you. And he seems confused by the way this has unfolded so far. And he actually, because it is confusing. And I'm with you. I'm going to assume that they'll figure it out because it is quite literally the safest thing to assume in college athletics that Tom Izzo will figure it out. Yeah. He has, for a quarter of a century straight, figured it out. Like 25 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances, and it would be 26 if we didn't cancel in 2020, dumbest pandemic of my lifetime. So I can't remember if it was after the James Madison loss or maybe the Duke loss or whenever it was, but I sort of made the same point. Like I just assuming they'll be fine. You know, they're not fine now, but I'm assuming they'll be fine. And you get some dum-dums on social media, and they're like, "Oh, you're just gonna blindly believe in Tom Izzo." One guy accuses me at least 3 times a week of having Tom Izzo's balls in my mouth. That's what he says to me constantly on X/Twitter. All right. Here's the thing. I don't even understand it. I don't think what is not smart about believing Tom Izzo will figure out how to have a competent basketball team that makes the NCAA tournament. Would it be actually stupid to assume otherwise? Eventually he won't. But like if you just assume now for 25, 26 straight years that Tom Izzo's team's going to be all right, make the NCAA tournament, you'd be right every single time. So why wouldn't you believe that it'll happen again until it doesn't? Like if there were a director out there who had made 25 straight good films, and then he was making another one, and he had actors that had been successful before, and somebody said, "Hey, you think the movie's going to be any good?" You'd probably go, "Well, the guy making the movie never makes a bad one, and the actors in the film." They've been accomplished. So sure, it looks like a recipe for success. And then, the season starts and here we are. They don't look good, but I'd still bet on them getting to the tournament one way or another. I don't feel great about it, but if something happens 25 straight times and the pieces are there that looks like it should happen a 26 straight time, I'm going to assume that it will, but I'm less sure of it than I've ever been.
Offense is struggling. 3-point shooting, 27.5% for this team. They need a major upgrade. Walker, Hogard, Akins, they all got to be better from beyond the 3-point line.
Well, that's the thing. They've got guys who have been good college players who aren't good college players right now. AJ Hogard's percentages are all down. Tyson Walker's percentages are all down. This is a team, and I know it's slightly different pieces, but largely the same pieces. They shot 39.3% from 3 last season, which ranked 3rd in the country. This season, they're shooting 27.5% from 3, which ranks 325th in the country. And a lot of the guys who are taking the shots are the same guys who took the shots for that team that shot 39% from 3 last season.
It's true. I'll give credit to Wisconsin here at 7-2. It was 1-2 at one point, and it's peeled off 6 wins in a row. It goes to play at Arizona this year because that's a home and home. So Arizona will make the return trip next year. That's going to be just a tall task. The win is actually pretty damn valuable for Wisconsin to get out of a back-to-back from home against Marquette and then Michigan State and go 2-0. It was pretty significant for its resume. Michigan State, plenty to figure out. This loss was the most alarming because it was the second home loss of the season. The first one was an OT against a JMU team that you still haven't ranked, right? Have you ranked?
Not yet.
But you still got Michigan State ranked ahead of them, right? So
I moved Michigan State up to number 7 after last night's loss. Now I got to get them out. I believe in them until I just can't anymore. I could still justify Michigan State as of yesterday afternoon. You can't after this one. I mean, here's the thing. It's not like they just lost a game at home. Wisconsin led every second of that game. Michigan State was down the entire game. Wisconsin just walked in there.
Yeah.
And made it a modern day Pinnacle bank.